نبدأ يا عبد الله.
What?
نبدأ.
Nebda. That's a new one.
That's a new one. نبدأ. بدأ يبدأ. بداية. Begin. We begin.
Nebda. Begin. Okay.
نعم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وأصحابه ومن والاه. Then we are in الحديث الثاني والثلاثون, the 32nd hadith, عن أبي سعيد سعد بن مالك بن سنان الخدري رضي الله عنه أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال: لا ضرر ولا ضرار. حديث حسن رواه ابن ماجه والدارقطني وغيرهما مسندا. Okay, before we continue, عن أبي سعيد, and he's mostly known as Abu Sa'id al-Khudri. Abu Sa'id al-Khudri. We see his name a lot in a hadith, Abu Sa'id al-Khudri. His real name, because Abu Sa'id is his kunya, his real name is Sa'd ibn Malik ibn Sinan. So Abi was Abu, but then came An, and it became Abi. And Abi Sa'id. Sa'id is majroor because it's mudaf ilay. Sa'di is a badal, a substitute for Abu. So it's majroor. I could say An Sa'di. Or Ibn is a badal for Sa'd, right? I could say An Ibn Malik. Malik is majroor because of mudaf ilay. Ibn is a badal for Malik, right? Sinan mudaf ilay. Al-Khudri because it is his tribe, radiyallahu anhu. أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال, that the Messenger of Allah صلى الله عليه وسلم said, أن حرف النصب, a particle of, or an accusative particle, making the noun following it mansoob. Allah lafz al-jalala mudaf ilay. Qala sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and here we have a verb. Is it past, present, or command?
Past.
Past tense. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing we look for is the file. Who's the file? Where's the file?
Rasul.
Technically, you could say, yeah, Rasul, right? However, inside here, right? He, mustatir, right? It's hidden. It's hidden, right? Then there is no necessarily object of the verb, right? There is no necessarily object, right? La darar wa la dirar. La darar wa la dirar. Darar and dirar, both of them come from the same root, bad ra. Bad ra. Meaning harm. Coming from dar, which is harm, right? Dar, which is harm. So la darar, darara here, la darara. This is There's no causing of harm. Darara would be to cause harm. Right? There's no causing of harm. Wala dirar, meaning no reciprocation of harm. Meaning we don't answer back with harm either. So we don't start it, we don't cause it. La darar, we don't cause it, nor do we reciprocate with it. Right? As the Prophet ﷺ taught us, whatever someone does something good to us, we do better. When someone does something bad to us, we do good. We don't cause harm, nor do we reciprocate or reply with harm. So we don't damage anything, and we don't reply with them. If someone hits your car, you don't go hit their car necessarily. We take it to the judge. Qisas is one thing, right? As a side note, darra, that is a second wife, right? A second wife, or a third wife, or a fourth wife. Why? Because she's causing harm to the first wife.
Seriously.
Yeah. It's the second wife. She causes harm to the first wife, right? Darra.
Darra.
So, darar wala dirar. Maybe because of that little, you learn little simple things and they help you memorize what a word means. So maybe with that word you'll memorize darar wa dirar. So, la darar, there's no causing of harm. Wala dirar, no reciprocating or replying with harm. Hadithun Hasan, good or sound hadith. Rawahu Ibn Majah. Ibn Majah. Rawa is actually a verb. Rawa is a verb, as is alif maksura, but because we added the ha on there, right, then it became this alif right there. Rawahu, it's a past tense verb, right? The fa'il is ibnu, right? Ibn Majah. Ibn Majah is the fa'il here. Actually, the ibn and the Majah is mudaf ilayh, right?
Yeah.
And this has a sukoon on it. It does not have a dhamma, a fatha, or a kasra. In their language, that was his name, Ibn Majah. It does not become Ibn Majah, Ibn Majahu, Ibn Majahi. Technically, it's in the majroor, right? It's majroor, but it doesn't have any sign because it's a foreign name that does not allow that, right? So rawahu, and then hu here is the maf'ulun bihi, right? Ibn Majah narrated it. Wa daraqutni is a file, right? Wa ghayru, and other huma than them two is a file. Musnadan. Musnadan meaning from the Sin, Noon, Dal, Sanad, like Isnad. Musnadan means a chain which is connected, right? So Ibn Majah, wa Daraqutni, wa ghayruhuma, rawahu musnadan. They narrated it connected. Then he says, rawahu Malik. Again, we have our same past tense verb. The file is Malik. This is maf'ulun bihi. Malik narrated it. Fil Muwatta, in his book Al Muwatta, right? An Amir ibn Yahya. This is the chain. He brought it. Malik brought it from Amir ibn Yahya. Amir majroor because of an. This wow here is to separate it from Omar. Otherwise, they look exactly the same. This wow is for let you know it's Amir and not Omar. Ibn is a badal. Substitute for Amr. Yahya. Yahya should be, or it is, majroor, but it doesn't have a sign because of that ya. You don't say Yahyayi. That's hard to say. An abihi, from his father. An an-Nabiyyi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, on the authority of the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Mursalan. Mursal comes from Ra, Sin, Lam. Right? To send. Right? To send. So you have, for instance, something here, you send it. Right? Versus musnadan, the chain is connected. So I got something here, I got something here. Musnadan is connected all the way across. Mursal, he's sending it. Not chain, it's not connected, he sent it. Here, it means that the Sahabi is missing. The Sahabi, right? Amr ibn Yahya an abihi an nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. His father, meaning Yahya, right, did not meet the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So he's a tabi'i and the Sahabi is missing. فَأَسْقَطَ أَبَا سَعِيدٍ. So asqata from Sin, Qaf, Ta, meaning to fall or to be dropped. Asqata, form 4, would say be dropped. From saqata is to fall, asqata would be to drop. So Aba Sa'id is dropped from the chain, meaning Abu Sa'id al-Khudri. Asqata Aba Sa'id, he's the object of the dropping, maf'ulun bihi. Wallahu, and it has, wallahu belongs to it, or it has, turuqan, the plural of tariq, ways or routes. Yuqawwi, qaf waw ya, from like qawi, strong. Yuqawwi ba'duha ba'dan, they strengthen one another. Ba'duha ba'dan, that's how you say one to another, right? So those chains strengthen each other, meaning they make it hasan or sahih, right? They're weak because it's mursal. However, they strengthen one another because of the same meaning appearing over and over and over. They strengthen one another. Any questions?
لا.
طيب عبد الله اقرأ لنا.
عن أبي سعيد سعد ابن مالك ابن سنان خدري رضي الله عنه أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال لا دراه ولا دراه حديث حسن رواه ابن ماجه والدار قطني وغيرهما مسندا رواه مالك في الموطأ عن عمرو ابن يحيى عن أبيه عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم مرسل فأسقط.
You would say mursalan, or if you want to stop and not say the noon, you say mursala. You still have to say the.
Oh, okay. مرسلة.
No.
مرسلة فأسقط أبا سعيد وله طرق يقوي بعدها بعده.
يا أبا طاهر.
عن أبي سعيد سعد بن مالك بن سنان القدري رضي الله عنه أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال لا ضرار ولا ضرار حديث حسن رواه ابن ماجه ودرقطني وغيرهما مسندا ورواه مالك في الموطأ عن آمر بن يحيى عن أبيه عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم مرسلا فأسقط أبا سعيد والله طرق يقوي بعضها بعضا.
One day I'm going to have to turn these into individual sheets. Okay. الحديث الثالث والثلاثون, the 33rd hadith. عن ابن عباس رضي الله عنه عنهما أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال لو يؤتى الناس بدعواهم لادعى رجال أموال قوم ودماءهم لكن البينة على المدعي واليمين على من أنكر. حديث حسن رواه البيهقي وغيره هكذا وبعضه في الصحيحين. عن ابن عباس ibn Majrur after An. His actual name is Abdullah. An Abdullah ibn Abbas mudaf ilay radiyallahu anhuma, because Abdullah and Abbas were both Muslims, right? So we say anhuma. Anna Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, again Rasul mansub after Anna, Allah lafzul jalala majrur mudaf ilay. Sallallahu alayhi wasallam qala, right? Fil madi, past tense verb, fa'il huwa, mustatir, hidden, right? Law yu'ta, low is if. Low is if. Yu'ta comes from ata, meaning to give, right? He gave. Yu'ta is majhul, it's passive in its present tense, right? Its fa'il is an-nas, marfu', fa'il marfu', right? Law yu'ta an-nas. If a person or people were to be given, it's passive. Not that they gave, but they were given, right? Law yu'ta an-nas. If the people were given, be with or according to da'wahum. Da'wah here is like close to the word da'wah. And this is where it comes from. Like that word du'a. Du'a means to call, right? To make a du'a means to call on Allah. To supplicate, we say technically, right? But it's to call on Allah. Bida'wahum. Da'wah here means their claims. Their claims. If people were to be given, bida'wahum, according to their claims, right? According to what they call, meaning anything they say, they're given. Oh, that's my car, right? They just say, that's my car. And if they say, oh, well, he says his car, you got to give it to him. Right? Ladda'a. Ladda'a, here this lam is a lam of emphasis. Right? Adda'a is then the people are rijalun, a man, the file here. A man would claim amwal. Claim what? Amwala, maf'ulun bihi, mansub. amwal, the plural of mal, which is wealth or money. He would claim that adda'a rijalun, a man would claim amwala qawmin, the wealth of a people, mudaf ilayh, wa dima'ahum, and their blood, maf'ulun bihi, mansub. So if people just were given according to their claims, then a person would claim the wealth of the people in their blood, meaning they're mad. So he says, no, Abdullah's the one who did it. He's the one that killed my son because he's mad. Last week I saw him. I'm going to claim it. It's my way. I'm going to get back at him. And therefore, I say he did it, and therefore he gets killed for it instead, just because I claimed that he did it, right? Lakin, and this kasra here is for reading purposes. Lakin, but, al-bayyina, meaning the clarification. Al-bayyina, the clarification. Ala mudda'i, is upon al-mudda'i, the one who claims it. Right? Meaning he has to provide some evidence. Al-bayyina, the clarification, the evidence, is ala mudda'i. You say that's yours, you say that's your car, show me the pink slip, show me the receipt, show me the video of you buying it, show me something where I can say, yeah, that's his car, or it's his bike. Car might be difficult, right? Say his bicycle, it's his bicycle, show me the receipt. Show me your initials engraved in the handlebar. Show me the serial number that you put inside the handle grip. Whatever it is, you got to show me something that you say is yours. Well, yameen, this means the oath. The oath. Just like the right hand, like the person puts the right hand on the Bible in the court or whatever. Al-yameen, the oath, ala man ankara, the one is on whoever, meaning the person who ankara. From nakara, meaning he denies it. Ankara, form 4, meaning that he denies it. So for instance, someone says, that's my bicycle you're driving. Okay? It's upon the one who says that to provide some evidence. If he can't provide the evidence, but it's his, he threw the receipt away, you know, rain came, it rusted off the part where he engraved his name, something, you know, the guy took it, sanded it off, and he can't prove it anymore. But he's saying, no, it's mine. I'm telling you, it's mine. Right? But he can't prove that necessarily because whatever reason. Then the yameen, the person who is saying, no, it's mine, he's the one who had the bike or whatever, he was the one riding it. It's upon him to take an oath. It's upon him to swear by Allah that it's his, that he didn't steal it, that it's his bike. So the one who makes the claim has to provide an evidence. The one who the claim is made against, all he has to do is swear by Allah that he's telling the truth, right?
So what is Ankar?
Huh?
What is Ankar?
Ankar is the one who, like, he's denying it. He's rejecting the claim of the person. He's denying the claim of that person. Ankara. So for instance, and then we'll find it in the next hadith as well, something like this. For instance, inkar is if you see someone doing something bid'ah or something not good. You make inkar on them, right? You make inkar on them. So for instance, you see some young guy coming to masjid, young, and he puts a rock on the ground and he starts prostrating on it. You make inkar on that, right? You say, no, you don't pray on a rock, man. You know, you're going to do that type of stuff. This ain't the place for you. right? You got to go somewhere else with that stuff, you know. However, you see someone after the salat make dua and then they wipe their face after they make dua. You don't necessarily make inkar on that person. You don't necessarily reject it and refuse that and tell them no. Why? Because he has a proof, even if you don't agree that the proof is there. So I'm just telling you as an example for inkar. Inkar means to reject and to refuse and to have like a whatever. You reject it, refuse that action. Here, ankara means that he's the one saying, no, it's mine. He's refusing or rejecting the claim of the person who says it's his, right? Or says that he did it. So for instance, I say, Abdullah, he smacked my son. So I get to smack him like this. You say, man, I didn't smack him. He said, no, he smacked him, right? I got to prove it that you smacked him. And if I say it and I don't have a proof, then you have to just deny it by swearing, no, I didn't smack him. Wallahi, I didn't smack him. This is the yameen ala man ankara.
Also, the other person has to deny it. Take the oath.
Yeah. Here's the bicycle with a person on it, right? This person says, that's my bike. He's the mudda'i. This person is the mudda'i. He's the one who's claiming. It's upon him to provide evidence. If he doesn't, then this person just swears that it's his.
Okay.
Right? He is the one doing the inkar. He's the one saying, no, it's not yours, it's mine. I bought it at Walmart. I got the receipt at home. But if he didn't have the receipt, he don't have to provide the receipt. That's the whole point. He don't have to provide the evidence. Why? Because he's in possession. He's not making a claim. This one, he's making a claim. He has to provide the evidence. Right? For instance, if everything that you do, you gotta provide evidence. So you got a shirt on right now. I say, man, where you get that shirt from? That's my shirt. No, it ain't. It's mine. I got to provide evidence for everything. No, this one who claims it's his, he has to provide evidence. The one who denies that claim, all he has to do is say, well, it's mine. I bought it. He don't have to go and bring receipts and all that type of stuff. It's not necessary, right?
No.
Hadithun Hasan, good hadith, Rawahu al-Bayhaqi. Al-Bayhaqi, he narrated it. Rawa, past tense verb, fil madi, right? Fa'il, al-Bayhaqi, wa ghayruhu, and other than him, hakada. They narrated it like this. Hakada, Rawahu, al-Bayhaqi, wa ghayruhu, hakada. Al-Bayhaqi and other than him narrated it. Hakada, meaning like this. Wa ba'duhu fi as-sahihayn. And part of it, ba'du, means part of it or some of it, who it, fi as-sahihayn. Some of this is in the sahihayn. Meaning the whole hadith is not like this in the sahihayn, but some of it is in the sahihayn. The two sahihs, meaning Bukhari and Muslim. Any questions?
Like this. Why they got a ka in the middle instead of putting it on the front?
What?
Like
Hakada?
this. Yeah.
It's not, because it's not this. It's hakada.
If you put the ka on front of it, ka is like, right?
Yeah. But this is yeah. Yeah, I mean ka is this, but this is the word. This is hakada is the word. Anyway, this, if I break it down, for instance, hada.
Yeah.
That's two different things. This ha is called the ha tanbih. You say ha, oh, right? It's to get someone's attention. And that is going to be, say, this. This is why you find Egyptians saying da and di, and it becomes da and di eventually, right? Da and di, right? And then they take it and they make it da without the dot. Da and di, right? Da and di. And that's how they talk, da and di. But that's really fusha. If they just said da and di, it's really fusha. Why? Because ha is a tanbih, and you don't have to say that. You don't have to draw the attention with that, right? So, this is a side note. Those people who, and I was one of them, and I still understand why it is that way, but I was one of those people who used to hate the different dialects. Why the Egyptians say this, and the Kuwaitis say this, and the Jordanians say this, and why don't they just speak Fusha? That's what we all want them to do. We all want them to just speak Fusha. But in actuality, they are all speaking Fusha. Most words that most of the different dialects speak is Fusha. But without having a broad vocabulary, you think that it is their slang. But when you learn more about the vocabulary and you get more words, more synonyms, more antonyms, and so on and so forth, you start to realize that their language is really Fusha. Now, they eat words like we eat words. We say hanging instead of hanging, right? We're hanging out instead of hanging out. We're sitting instead of sitting. We say those. They do the same thing. However, their words are not necessarily slang words. They might say, like I said, that might become that, right? But that is still a word. And so, no one dialect preserves Fusha, right? No one dialect of any people. There's no country where their dialect preserves the whole Fusha language. Lacking all of them. Lebanon, Kuwait, Saudi, Jordan, Palestine, Syria, Egypt, Mauritania, wherever other countries we could think of. When we put them all together, they preserve the language. All together. And so, hakada, each of these is a different section actually. Ha is one, ka is one, and that is one. Just like in dhalika. That's really three parts. Dhalika. It's three parts. Right? It's three parts. And so, we just learned it as one part. We just learned it's that. But actually in Arabic, the dhal, when we start breaking things down in grammar and in nahu, Dal has a function, lam has a function, and kaf has a function. Right? So hakada is just the word. It's just hakada, brother. It's just how it is.
It's just like a look there.
Alright. Any other questions? Go ahead, Abu Tahir, read it for us.
عن ابن عباس رضي الله عنهما أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال لا يؤتى الناس بدعواهم لدعا رجالا أموال قوم ودماءهم لكن البينات على المدعي واليمين على من أنكره حديث حسن رواه بيهقي وغيره هكذا وبعضه في الصحيحين.
Abdullah.
And Abi Abbas radiallahu anhuma أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال لو يؤتى الناس بدعواهم وأدعى رجال أموال قوم ودماءهم ولكن البينة على المدعى واليمين على من أنكر. حديث حسن رواه البيهقي وغيره هكذا وبعده في الصحيحين.
طيب. الحديث الرابع والثلاثون. I can get it on the screen, right? عن أبي سعيد الخدري رضي الله عنه قال. We already broke his name down, so we don't have to do it again, right? سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. سمع is a verb. It's a fi'l. Is it ماضي, مضارع, or أمر?
Pass.
ماضي, right? ماضي. So where's the fa'il?
Two.
تاء المتحركة. تاء المتحركة. This is the fa'il. To. أنا. Right? I heard. I heard what? رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم مفعول به منصوب. الله لفظ الجلالة مجرور مضاف إليه. صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول. I heard him saying. Again we would have يقول is a verb مضارع, right? Present tense. The fa'il is mustatir huwa, right? يقول. يقول. He's saying. I heard him saying. من رأى منكم. من رأى منكم. Whoever saw. رأى. Whoever saw. رأى يرى. To see. أرأيت. رأى. من رأى. Whoever saw. منكم. From amongst you. Whoever saw from amongst you. منكرا. Munkar from the same word we just had. Ankara, right? Munkar, something which is not good. You saw something munkar. When we say nahi and munkar, we mean prohibit from the evil. Whoever saw something evil, whoever saw something not good, right? Whoever saw something that is detestable or rejected, right? Fa is so, the lam of amr, and so therefore our verb is going to be medzum, because whenever we have an amr, our verb is medzum. فَلْيُغَيِّرْ from غَيَّرَ, meaning to change. فَلْيُغَيِّرْهُ, so he should change it. بِيَدِهِ, with his hand. Then let him change it with his hand. Then let him change it with his hand. فَإِنْ لَمْ, and if, and if, لَمْ يَسْتَطِعْ, from istita'a, meaning he's not able to. He sees someone smoking, change it with his hand. For instance, Abdullah sees me smoking. May Allah protect me from that, right? He can't change it with his hand. If he takes a cigarette out of my mouth, it could be a problem. Takes it out of my hand, smacks it out of my hand, is a problem. However, if he were to see his son smoking, may Allah protect him as well, he could take it out of his hand. He could smack it out of his mouth. He has the ability to take the pack of cigarettes and crush them. You can't necessarily do that with a brother in the masjid. You see the cigarettes in the shoe shelf because he didn't want to take them in the masjid. You can't necessarily crush them up because if someone sees you and tells them, it's going to be a big problem. But if it's his son or someone that he knows, Abdullah sees my cigarettes on the shoe shelf, he could take them and crush them because he knows me and he knows I'm not going to do anything to him. So it's different. فَإِنْ لَمْ يَسْتَطِعْ, he doesn't have the ability. He's not able to. يُغَيِّرْ بِيَدِهِ, change it with his hand. فَبِلِسَانِهِ, then with his tongue. Then with his tongue. He changes it with his words, with his tongue. He tells them it's haram. Akhi, you know that's haram. Right? He sees a guy smoking. Says, Akhi, you're getting ready to go into the masjid. Smoking's haram. You're killing yourself. You're killing those around you. Plus, praying in the masjid is, you can't come with garlic and onions, which are permissible. So much less cigarettes, which are not permissible. You can't come in there praying next to people and expect people to want to stand next to you in salat. You change it with your tongue. بِلِسَانِهِ فَإِنْ لَمْ يَسْتَطِعْ بِلِسَانِهِ فَإِنْ لَمْ يَسْتَطِعْ, and we said lam is a particle of jazm. It makes the verb following it majzoom. فَإِنْ لَمْ يَسْتَطِعْ فَبِقَلْبِهِ, then with his heart. He knows that guy. He tried to talk to him before about smoking. He's hard-headed. He yells. He made a big scene last time. He embarrassed me and my kids. He cussed me out. It caused a bigger problem than it was worth. Then this time, بِقَلْبِهِ, with his heart. Right? وَذَلِكَ أَضْعَفُ الْإِيمَانِ, and that is the weakest of faith. From da'if, ad'af, the weakest of iman. Rawahu Muslim. Muslim narrated it. Muslim is the fa'il. Right? Rawa, past tense. Muslim is the fa'il. Hu, maf'ulun bihi. Right? Any questions?
La.
Very simple. Yeah, but Abdullah, read for us.
And Abi Sa'id bin Khudri radiyallahu an قال سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول من رآه أو رأي منكم منكرا فليغيره بيده فإن لم يستطع فبلسانه فإن لم يستطع فبقلبه وذلك أضعف الإيمان. رواه مسلم.
نعم. أبا طاهر.
عن أبي سعيد الخدري رضي الله عنه قال سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول من رأى منكم منكرا فليغيره بيده فإن لم يستطع فبلسانه فإن لم يستطع فبقلبه وذلك أضعف الإيمان. رواه مسلم.
The next hadith is not very long, but it's a whole full page. We won't finish it, and even if we didn't finish it and we had class tomorrow, we could start it, but then we don't have class tomorrow, so it would be another day. And I don't even know if we're going to have the conversational Arabic just because I haven't spoke to the brother about that. I mean, we had an appointment set up last night, but then I broke it because I forgot and did something else. So if I don't talk to him, then we'll just have class. But if I can talk to him, then we'll have the conversational class. I'll let you know by tomorrow sometime. And then we'll if we don't do this hadith Saturday or Friday night, then we'll do it Saturday night, you guys, this time. Cool. I appreciate you guys' patience with me, man. I hope, going over some of the stuff in a little bit more detail is helping out,
No, very nice.
and we'll see you guys on another couple of days. And for tomorrow, I'll do Al-Qira'at al-Rashida and send it out to you guys. So,
Jazakallah khair.
don't forget that brother Elir Abu Muhammad has that class on Tuesdays and Saturdays at 7 p.m. for Tajweed for you or your kids,
Oh, okay. Alhamdulillah.
He has a beautiful voice, so he has an ijaza in this book for Tajweed, so it's something that you could take advantage of,
Tayyib.
All right.
That's on Tuesdays.
Tuesday and Saturday at 7 p.m. I sent out the email, but you don't pay
Yeah.
attention. I mean, the WhatsApp, you don't pay attention, though.
No, that's all.
Okay.
All right.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.